Hey, hi Nitin. How are you doing?
Hey, Dragan. I'm good. How are you?
Okay, so let me set the context first.
Yeah, sure.
What I will be trying to do here. I will be asking you to share some experience from like the people who are in India, how to reach to the US, how is the work culture and all like that only, so that people in India can get an idea. Let me introduce you first. So today in the scene is with me, and he is working in Microsoft as a software developer in USA. So rest of the thing it will be introduced by in the scene itself. So can you please introduce in the scene?
Yeah, Durgesh, thanks for the intro. Yeah, hey everyone. I'm Indraseen Singh. I'm currently in Bellevue, Washington. I'm working in Microsoft as a software engineer too. Yeah, I have been part of this company for like last 2.5 to 3 years, and prior to this, I was working in Amazon for 1 year, and then prior to that, I was working in SAP Labs for close to 2 years. And then Yeah, basically that. And I graduated from NIT Nagaland, where me and Durgesh we were like we
Yeah,
used
yeah,
to stay one room.
we did graduation together.
Yeah,
You are
so
in USA,
that's
I am in
basically it.
India.
Yeah, I reached this. Good.
So how are you? Like, are you happy with your profession?
Yeah, yeah. Profession in general, right now recession is going on, so it has a little bit toll on the mental health. But other than that, things are good. Work is good. Life is good here. Come. So
So you
though I
watch news?
miss,
You watch news in India also? What
yeah,
is happening in
obviously,
India? You make
yeah,
track.
yeah. I'm at track. I follow cricket and all. Recently, Shubman Gill made a century in T20. So obviously, I follow. Recent bill was passed and all. Uh, budget was passed. So
So
yeah.
India budget affect America budget?
Yeah. Actually, I think it's the other way around.
Okay.
But yeah, hopefully that day will also come someday.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
like, how is life going in technology? Like, are you tech guy, or just because you wanted some profession, you come into this life, or how is it? Are you enjoying the tech life, tech industry?
Yeah. So that's a good question actually. And then yeah. So tech industry, I kind of like my life because the one of the major. I actually wanted to do computer science engineering. So you see, the good thing about CSE is like you basically code once and then you can replicate it multiple times, and that's how Bill Gates became one of the richest person, right?
Mm.
So then
So you want
every
to
other day,
the motive to become CSE engineer is like to be rich by like Bill Gates.
oh no, that is also one of the motivation, but definitely getting at the top person is not what I dream of. But then the impact that you create on the people's life, right? Like it's immense. Like it nowadays, it's software is like the integral part of our life. For example, you take phone, you cannot stay without phone, right? It's like that. It helps in making our life easy, and then relatively I think it is compared to other professions, don't want to disregard anyone, but like life is bit simpler and easier, I'll say. And then the return on investment that you get is good, placement is good, so overall like life is good here. And then if you enjoy coding, it's a plus point because you see you're creating something out of the code, right? So that's a sense of satisfaction. And then
So you
yeah.
choose the computer science engineering, or you got the computer science engineering? Were you
Oh
aware
no,
about, like, did you, like, while doing counseling, you applied for the computer science only, or other branches also?
oh no, I was totally inclined towards having computer science. So the motivation came from my class 11th when I had a very good teacher, and then that's when we started writing,
So where did
making
you
patterns.
where did you enter, like 12th standard?
Okay, I did I completed my 11th and 12th from Army Public School, so they
Mm.
had a very good teacher. And then so that's what, like, that small thing of like making patterns with stars, right? Like you have to, in order to get familiar with the for loop, they used to make patterns like with stars, like it should be in a crazy like a pyramid or other things, right?
Hmm.
So that's what intrigued me. And then like you could see things happening what you code, right? So and then that small things itself was the ignited me to choose this field. And then I was very much clear that I wanted to do into software engineering. And then yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
So did you
that
make
was
any project
motivation.
also in the 12th standard?
Oh yeah, I was pretty interested during that time. Like I was so much happy. Like apart from after coming back home, also I used to do something. And then I vaguely remember I was making a game like tic tac toe where two people can play. Now it looks simpler, but take us example of 11th standard who has
I
no
can
clue.
understand. I was
It
not
might
aware of
be. I
Java
mean,
itself. You made tic-tac-toe.
yeah. So
So you
it was
did.
fun.
So how was the BTech graduation?
Oh, I guess it was one of the good 4 years of my life. Didn't study much, I'll be honest, but then yeah, I learned enough to uh, get a job and then enjoyed my stay over there. And then yeah, actually, I remember we used to do hackathons together and take part in hacker rank competitions together and all. So I think those things also somehow made things like you got aware of that coding and
Mm-hmm.
then the impact that you make and then how popular it is you get to know. So overall, like yeah, my BTech 4 years were the best days of my life, I guess.
So apart from data structure and algorithm, like everyone know data structure algorithm, right? What were your favorite subjects?
Okay, nothing as such, but cryptography was something I was interested, intrigued with, but I didn't do much in that. And then in that time, AIML was pretty popular. I even remember studying automata, we call it compiler design. Those were interesting subjects. And then there was a subject with and not get I forgot the term, but that was also
Digital
interesting.
computing.
Digital computing, exactly. Yeah, it was good one.
So like
Mm.
when you were in a final year, where you worry about your internship? Like, did you get it, or how did it help you to get a job? How was it? First of
Oh
all,
no,
where you
so
worry about your internship? Were you trying to get internship?
So I think at that stage, everyone is worried about the internship. So was I. Fortunately, I got one, but I think it was just for the namesake. But yeah, definitely getting an internship there. It's like your very first experience of the real software environment culture, right? Like if you go for internship to work in some company or anything, that's where you get the very first exposure. So it's very much required in my opinion. And then yeah, I was a little bit of like looking forward to have a good one. So I fortunately get a good one, and then it didn't pay me, but I was happy with the knowledge that I gained from it. So
Okay. Like, did it help you to make a profession decision?
yeah, it did, I guess. So it did, and like till some time back, it was in my resume that I did my internship there, and this was my project. So it did help. And then it does help in like while going for your full-time job interviews, you can say that you have some amount of experience there or what projects you did. It could make your case stronger, so obviously you should try to get one if you can, but not having it also does not make any impact.
Have you done MTech?
Oh no, I have not done
So
my
why not MTech after BTech?
Yeah, that's a very good question. And then, to be honest, I'm still in a dilemma if I should be doing it or not. But what I've realized is, or what I've heard with the people who have done it, um, so there are two reasons like they do MTech. One is either to get a degree from a good college, or the other is like they want to, they are in some other field and then they want to move to computer science engineering. I'm talking specifically to computer science engineering. So they want to move to computer science engineering. So like getting an MTech helps them, and then competition is also relatively less compared to what you get in BTech. So those are the reasons. But computer science field, in terms speaking strictly about computer science field, if you're planning to do if you've done your bachelor's in computer science, doing MTech might not be much of a benefit. Or um, the only benefit that you can get is like if you want to do PhD or if you get an opportunity to work in USA or like if you get an opportunity to study in some other countries, work in some other countries.
Like
So
masters,
studying
MS.
there, yeah, studying there would make your like step little bit easier to do the to work there.
So till like you have around 6 plus 6, around 6 year of experience or 5 plus 6 year of experience. So you are suggesting that if you want to do interested in master or higher education in the other countries, so you can go for MTech. Otherwise, BTech is enough.
Yeah, so I have currently 5.5 years of experience, but yeah, after like if you want to do the masters as well, like the ideal experience time is around 2 years. If it goes more than 2 years, it might not be much of a benefit because um, whatever like time and money you'll be investing for those 2 years, I think if you grind harder, you could easily reach there. Like for example, I'll tell my experience. Like right now, I'm in USA without doing masters, right? So the idea was like the initial thought was like if you work in companies like Amazon, Microsoft, Google, or whichever companies who have their offices in USA, or like even companies like TCS or HCL who are willing to sponsor your H1B, you can easily reach US. But it has little bit of more uncertainty compared to masters, but it is definitely doable. And then you don't invest 2 years in doing masters. But anyways, doing masters has its own benefits. Talking about US perspective itself, like it's easier to get H1B because there is like an extra cap there. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so
Everyone.
it's like
Sorry, sorry.
your decision.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm interrupting in between. Like within the 5 year of experience, did you anywhere find like you need to do higher education or something like that? No.
To be honest, no.
Okay.
Like I find my actual interview experience was technically more difficult than what I do in work than I do in my day-to-day
Mm-hmm.
lives.
What about
So
getting in promotion?
uh, in promotions, I think it depends on company to company, but most office culture work, it doesn't matter like your experience. So what I have understood is like having a degree only helps in getting you the first job, and after that your experience counts, not the degree that you have in hand. So after that, like only experience matters. It doesn't matter if you are from an unknown college or from as popular as IIT or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
but that definitely has some impact, but I don't think it's too much. I guess
Okay. So hello students.
experience.
It's a advice from in the same, not advice suggestions. If you're not interested in master, don't go for my MTech. Just kidding.
Yeah, it's how it is.
Okay. So can you share your journey of your IT industry experience? Like you have been 2 years with
Okay.
Fab Lab, 1 year with Amazon, then again 3 year in Microsoft. So how IT industry is difficult from the big tech life?
Okay. Now that's a very good question. Actually, so till now, to be honest, I think I mentioned this before, but life is pretty good, and I was like compared to all other engineering branches. It's just my personal opinion. Like life is pretty simpler in this field, and then it the good thing is like you get work that challenges you, or then you get work that creates an impact on you. For example, like I was part of Amazon payment system, so like whatever changes I did used to be reflected in millions of people's
Mm-hmm.
day-to-day activity. Like you could see the changes in the actual Amazon app, and
Okay,
then
that
the
gives that
sense
gives you
of
kick. That gives you kick
yeah,
to. Mm.
yeah, exactly. The sense of satisfaction and the again that exactly it's like a feedback cycle. Like it motivates you to do more. So that those are small things like that intrigues you to like it keeps you passionate about your field, right? And then overall it has been amazing journey. You make good people around your work, and then if you're in a before pandemic you get to roam around places on company budget and all, like team outings and everything, so that is fun. um, and if you're lucky to have be in a good team, you will enjoy your work as well, but again that depends on your team and manager and maybe your luck as well. um, and then overall you learn as you grow, right? So every other day, right, there is something new coming up, but there are some things that are core that will remain the core, but suggestion is like you keep on updating yourself with the latest technologies and the latest innovations that keep on happening. Like for example, OpenAI is like in the
Mm-hmm.
market. So
Yeah, in
yeah,
this field we have to update,
yep, yeah,
like old clothes and new clothes, old clothes and new clothes.
yeah. So something that is relevant now might not be relevant after 10 years. So obviously, or
Mm-hmm.
5 years is also it's rapidly changing industry. So you should be
Got it, got it.
updated.
So you have worked in India also. You are working now in USA. So any differences you find like culture wise? When I say culture
Culture.
wise, the terms are like work life balance, right?
Actually, I think more than the country depends on the country company. I'll say,
Hmm.
for example, um, work-life balance in Microsoft USA, Microsoft India is pretty similar, but
Okay.
work-life balance in Amazon India and Amazon US is pathetic. So yeah,
Okay.
so it mostly depends on your team and all. Like in while back in SAP, my life was really amazing, and then
Okay. So
yeah,
before joining a company, student or employee should be thinking about the team and the project, not the company, right? That's what you're telling.
yeah, maybe yes, 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 and then yeah, obviously, like people sometimes. Exactly. People sometimes go after money or anything, but then that is also a very important decision making thing. But at the same time, project and manager should also be a very key criteria to understand if you want to,
But
if it's one.
you you can mention any one single thing which is you can say like you want to improve in India which you saw in the USA via like whether it's manager's attitude or via like work cultures. But you know what I'm trying to say here. Like anything you want to improve in India, this should be done in favor of employee, not in favor of company. In favor of employee, those should be implemented. Anything coming to your
To
mind?
answer, there's nothing that is coming on top of my mind as of now because, as I mentioned, like the culture that is followed in the company is mostly followed across the geographical locations as well. But then one thing that I see here, but again, it depends on uh, location to location. Maybe it's like the work-life balance and all. In general, people here are very punctual with their timings, and then they come to office at a very early time and then leave at the specific time. Which something in India is like punctuality is something that can be improved, but other than that, I don't know. Like I do not see
Okay,
any
so depending
differences.
upon the company, like company have some policy like unified work culture, whether it's irrespective of
Yeah, yeah.
the country and all.
I think yeah, they try to maintain it across, but again, it might be different across companies and the teams. Like personally, I have not experienced it as of now. Like I think I
So
see similarities between
student or
these things.
employee should look job in USA or not then? If it's a
Obviously, like
if it's the same
yeah.
culture then.
See,
And
one of the
nowadays India is
major.
also like paying very
All
good
right,
amount.
but then one of the major reason people come here is I think they like it could be multiple reasons for this. Like some people they just want to come to America to live the American dream. For some, it could be earning in dollars, and let me tell you, the difference is significant enough. For me, it's like three times what I used to get back in India. It's more
Okay,
than three. It's close to you can say 3.5 to four times. So,
and
so
that's
that is one of the major
that's a
motivation.
good
And
hike.
then
That's a good
obviously, and
hike
then
just by shifting to the country.
yeah, yeah. Actually, the work that I'm doing is exactly the same what I used to do back in India. So yeah, and then you get to explore places if you're like this is the age, right? And then you get to explore places and then meet new people, experience new culture, and then see the beautiful country. So these are the added advantages. But for me, the major being the dollar conversion to
Okay,
rupees.
okay,
So.
okay. Okay, see, till now, like any toughest moment you would like to mention you faced while working in whether Lab, Amazon, or Microsoft? Any toughest moment, or any toughest decision, or any dispute between you and colleague or manager, team lead, anything?
I think that everyone experiences in their own ways. I had mine.
You cannot like you
So
have the privilege to not mention the company or people name.
yeah, so I prefer not to say the company
Mm.
names and all. But then I had my share of disputes as well. Like one being like, as that's why I'm trying to say that manager and team matters a lot. Like for example, I was working in a team where the work was not that I enjoyed a lot. The primary reason being that we did not own anything and we used to basically make changes to the other teams' code bases and all. So that was a pain back then. And then the actual ownership of the team was in Canada that time. So like we had to having a sync during the non-office hours and all that was a pain. And then since we didn't own much of the code, we had to make changes and then. What happened was like it was not even feasible but then my manager was trying to convince like push me to do it But then after having a discussion with my senior SDs and all, they mentioned like it's not feasible to do it. But by the time my manager was convinced, or like by the time I was able to convince him, it was good 2 3 months, and that effort was basically a waste. So, so that's what I'm trying to say is like you should ensure that you have a team that understands like that you think you will enjoy working on, and then have a good bonding with the manager. So yeah, that was one of the
Yeah,
hard
everyone
experience that I.
everyone needs to go through all these things, right? So
Yeah, exactly.
once you become manager, don't make sure that it didn't happens to other employees.
Yeah, yeah, I guess so. It's good of that. Yeah,
Okay.
obviously, but that's
Okay, so like any like you have worked with 3 companies. Definitely, you have worked with different technologies. What is your favorite language?
oh, so I would say it's Java .NET.
You don't have
But
any
then
favorite language?
I have Java. I mentioned Java is a one good language. Python is good.
No, you have to mention
So right
one.
now, sorry.
You have to
Okay, it's
mention one.
Java then.
Okay. Who is your role model then? Any role model like you? I want to become one day like them. You mentioned Bill Gates. Bill Gates is your role model, or you mentioned
Can
Bill
this-
Gates just because you are working in Microsoft?
I think that is the reason.
Good.
Role model. There are a lot of people, but yeah, I don't have answer for that.
Okay, so we are about to end this conversation, but before ending, like just it will be it, simple 2 minutes quiz, and it's like rapid fire. You have to just answer within 5 seconds.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
and it will not take 1 minute also. We have to be very fast.
Got it.
Okay, SAP Lab or Amazon? You have to choose one.
SAP Labs undoubtedly.
SAP Lab or Microsoft?
Now that's a good question. Microsoft.
In future, Google or startup?
Definitely a startup. Like after you have some experiences. It's
Okay, there are 2 people from India, like Sundar Pichai and Satya Nadella.
something.
So Sundar Pichai or Satya Nadella? You have to choose only one.
I have to be loyal to my company, obviously. Something.
If you are not loyal to company, you would have chosen Sundar Pichai, right?
Nothing like that, but yeah, still. But I choose Microsoft.
Okay, the last one. Working in India or working in USA?
Yeah, USA is good,
Okay.
but yeah, USA is good.
Last question. If not IT, then what?
Oh, then I don't know.
Okay.
Uh,
So you didn't have the B option. You had only one A option.
yeah, I was trying to exceed.
Okay. Any last suggestions you want to give to the people from India? Like they want to make to the USA, what they need to do? Just in 1 minute if you want to give.
There are a lot of options. What suggestion can I give? मतलब, first of the
कुछ
first
भी आप
point is like
कुछ भी बोल सकते हो मतलब like what you did or whether this should be focused.
so I think it's mostly it's on person to person. For some people coming to USA, they might not want to come because of their own personal reasons or family reasons and all, right. So they are things that you sacrifice if you come here, because like anything happens, the fastest flight will also take you close to 20 hours to reach back to your home, right? So that mentality you should come with, that you should come in mind, like that mentality should come here, like you might not be as easily accessible from what you have in India, right? Like where whatever happens, you can reach any place by 4 hours max by flight, right? 4 to 5 hours, which might not be the case here. And then, but then coming to USA is like there are multiple options. One, you definitely being masters. The other is like you come on L1, or if the company sponsors your H1B. Other than that, people come for research work as well. So yeah, mostly that.
Okay, so we are done in the same. Thank you for being with us, and of course, I think we will get some exposure by watching your video. Thanks again.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me here. It was fun talking to you. Have a good day.
Yeah, bye bye.
See ya.